What's going on, gamers? Hopefully, everybody is having a good morning. We got some information here coming out of Circana from Matt Piscatella regarding the PlayStation physical ending drama. But the thing is that the boycott kind of failed. And I kind of announced it through my other video too. Because when you saw the results of Black Ops 1 and 2 selling, and you saw the medium and how many copies it sold and how it was ahead of GTA, you knew that it was going to sell a couple million copies. And you could get it for 50% off by subscribing to PlayStation Plus. And if you're going to play Call of Duty Black Ops Online 2, you're going to subscribe to PlayStation Plus because, you know, they go together. And that was a team up with Microsoft, Sony, and everybody because they all want to push the digital format, which we all voted for too. But this boycott is over with in a sense, and it's died down, and there's nothing you can really do about it now. We got some data here that's actually very surprising. It says the data Circana has just leaked the PlayStation 5 physical sales in the United States for 2026, and the figures are catastrophic. I want you guys to think about this. Become a member, leave a tip down below, like, comment, subscribe. Here we go. In all of 2026 so far, only 7 PlayStation 5 games have managed to exceed 100,000 disc copies. Do you see that? And in the last week, barely 2 games surpassed 10,000 units sold. So you thought there was going to be a medium moving. It was all fake. You want to know why? Because a lot of these people are not PlayStation gamers too. And the PlayStation hate is bigger, more than actual reality. This has always been a thing. Like, and a lot of them are butthurt Xbox fanboys. I wouldn't really say it's the Nintendo base like you would think, but I would say more PC and Xbox. And that's not really hard to see if you are an intelligent gamer and you realize how this gaming war and drama has always worked for quite some time between Valve, Steam fanboys, PC fanboys, Xbox fanboys, and PlayStation fanboys, and just gamers in general in that spectrum, and how it's always been that way. Though it's been fun, but I think it's different when you have the mentality to want a platform to fail. As I've said before in my previous videos, when the third-party industry relies on it significantly, it's important for PlayStation to succeed for gaming. And that a lot of people are hypocrites because they support platforms that are fully digital anyways, and led you into that mindset where, like, Xbox fanboys were completely comfortable having an Xbox Series S and being on Game Pass 24/7 and never buying anything. The Steam PC community was completely comfortable, and even other browsers outside of that, the World of Warcraft world and all those other worlds, for getting discless copies of video games for decades now. It's been this format for quite some time. And the majority of gamers lately, and I've said this when I made my video a while ago, have put digital into this position because that's what you wanted. What you don't want is to not have digital ownership. That would be absolutely amazing. And that's what Colin was talking about. That's what he was right about. Now, what I did is I fought for you guys, but at the end of the day, I knew, like I told you, psychology and horde tactics. No matter what you do over time, it's going to kind of fade off. And it's going to go back to the normal. And then here comes the Call of Duties. They drop, they do all this and that, put Modern Warfare 3 also on PlayStation Plus, and goodbye. That's all it took. And it's like, see? What I tell you, all the other stuff is a bunch of noise and manipulation. I remember the riot for Pokemon on the Switch 1 era. What ended up happening? It opened at 10 million. I'm like, oh boy, you see what I mean? And that's what I mean. It's like, this is the type of stuff that always happens on the internet because the internet is full of a lot of frauds and trolls. So you can't really take them serious. And this right here gives you the idea. Nobody supports physical. GameStop came out and said the same thing. But it's the way that they did it that was wrong. So other than that, it's like, yeah, I think that this is pretty much over with. But you're going to see a lot of memes on PlayStation comments a lot. But Sony's not going to care because they already know the internal data and the numbers. And it doesn't matter. And you had butthurt Xbox fanboys that really thought because Sony was doing that the Xbox Helix Medium was somehow going to be able to fire back. And it's going to be the PS4 and Xbox One. And now the PlayStation is the Xbox One. And Xbox is now PlayStation 4. I'm like, oh my God, you people are asleep. No, that's not going to happen. Those days are over with. There is no recovery for Xbox hardware, and there's no comeback, and nobody would not care if you put a physical disc there. It wouldn't matter. That's just the hardcore truth of the matter. So Ecstasy says, it hurts so much to see the boxes disappearing from our shelves. But the outrage we're seeing these days on social media doesn't reflect the reality in stores. It doesn't. And it doesn't reflect the Black Ops drama. That lets you know that. And then GTA being the most pre-ordered in history. And Rockstar said, I'm pushing a digital medium. But everybody wanted to attack Sony more than anything. But Rockstar made the medium what it is. Like lately, they had that big trend push. And Microsoft's been doing it nonstop. They lined you up for a discless Series S for $299 and to get you on a renting service and then focus on cloud and putting codes in the box in stores. They've been doing it. And they tried it in the 2013 era with Xbox One. Like I said, it's a lot of hypocrisy, and some PlayStation hate, to me, I kind of feel like is sometimes at a point a little bit of a mental disorder. Same thing for the over Nintendo hate, because like these to me are insecure loser fanboys. They can't have a true gaming spirit. They have to like make PlayStation look way more negative than it is, when I'm like, but this reality already exists in multiple other worlds, and it's actually been in effect for a long time. Sony hasn't even put this in effect yet to 2028. It's just obvious that they're just following exactly what you voted for. But in the end, people vote with their wallets. 100%. He says it right here. We bitterly complain that Sony is eliminating discs in 2028, but in the end, people vote with their wallets, and the vast majority decided to vote for the digital format age a long time ago. It's very true. We all did that. I accepted it, and I ain't never going back physical. I only get like maybe something in the Nintendo world. That's a little bit different sometimes because I can take it on the go with me. And I don't know, there's something about that sometimes I do that. I don't do it like a lot, but I've always loved the cleanness of digital, because I don't have to have all this stuff stacked up, taking up my space, being a damn hoarder, and then changing out the disc every single time or changing out the card every single time, and then having all these cases all over the place. I like being energy efficient, meaning I don't like clutter. I'm not a hoarder. I'm not for that. I'm the slick business guy with, this is all I need, and we're doing this, and we're top flight with it, you know what I mean? And if I could take something with me, I could take my entire library with me without needing to take the whole digital thing with me. It's like, I mean, without taking the whole physical thing with me, like that to me is a problem. It's like, but with the digital medium, I've always liked the fact that I don't have to worry about scratching anything, something breaking. I could just seamlessly download it, and gaming libraries could be so much more massively available without me needing to go anywhere. What I mean by that? Well, if you go to Walmart right now, you're not going to see some of those PlayStation 4 games that you loved in the PS4 era there on sale. You have to go find that. In the digital world, everything is there. Thousands and thousands in front of you to scroll down. You don't have the room in the store to do that. That's what I've always liked about the digital format. And I believe there are certain games that are never just going to disappear. Now, could certain games be relaunched and then updated with a remaster price? Yeah, I understand that. But I think for the most part, it never really bothered me like that. It was just the way Sony went about certain things. But this right here speaks volumes, because I've said it before. The manipulation and the drama and the overhate towards PlayStation is a bigger problem than actually this, because these people are such frauds. You're not going to buy a PlayStation anyway, so what does it matter? You're not even in the PlayStation world. You're just doing it to try to make it look bigger than it needed to be, right? We see that. And the people in the PlayStation world that were actually upset by that is a very small minority left over in that physical medium, because it's so massive now that you notice the ratio doesn't really matter. I said that in that one video. Sony sees that, hey, I mean, I can lose that, but guess what? What I'm gonna gain, it's not gonna matter. The bigger problem is not that, but the pricing of hardware at the moment. The memory pricing, the SSD prices. What is gonna be the price of PlayStation 6? How long is Sony going to delay it? That's gonna affect Sony's launch. That matters. Not this drama right here. I'm sorry. And that's why they announced it earlier. It's going to die all over. You know what I mean? And people are going to forget about it. There'll be some people saying whatever they want to say on Twitter, but it's Twitter. They'll say what they want to say on a YouTube comment. But when the reality hits, PlayStation 6 is still going to be successful. And Xbox hardware is finished, and there's nothing you could do about that. Exorcist says the problem is that making noise on Twitter is free, but going down to the store to buy the disc costs money and effort. Sony has seen that 85% of sales are already on the PlayStation Store, and they've simply decided to stop manufacturing a plastic item that on a global level almost no one buys anymore. And that's the truth, and it's time to talk about this as things die down. And the horde raging like some guy in a sports arena where, you know, they're just going, oh, and their hands are all up, and you try to talk to them, and they're just going to keep doing that. That's what that was. And that type of stuff happens. Gomez says it seems really biased to say that only 7 games passed 100,000 copies, 7 out of how many games that came out this year, and that actually were potentially blockbusters. It's clearly a demoralization strategy so that we throw in the towel. You don't have to throw in the towel if you don't want to, but I feel like what you're doing is not going to change anything. I did it. I've joined in. I've helped you guys, but I've helped you guys for certain reasons that I said, the way that they went about it. It could have been better, or you could have said, I want to give you digital ownership. If they don't, they want to give you a license. So, but outside of that, I mean, like I said, the overhate is not anything new in the PlayStation world. Look at what happened when they thought Sony was going to lock you out after not getting online for a while. I remember that drama popped up, and that was nonsense, you know? I wouldn't say this is, though, but that it's done. And another post is by Shinobi. Only 7 games across all PlayStation platforms have sold more than 100,000 physical copies this year in the US. Source, Sorcana MPD, Matt Piscatella. He gets nothing but facts. He says, what is this sold more than 100K number? Is it 101,000 or 5 million copies that were sold with each of those games? Either give real numbers or stop vague posting. Well, here's the thing. If something sold 1 million, I think he would have let you know. The point is, though, you get the kind of idea right here. Is that the medium is not as big as you think it is. And I'm sorry it didn't work out for you, but hey, you know, there's too many other people that are against you, and they don't care, and there's nothing you could do about it. Watch as the no diss, no buy crowd will just dismiss this too. It's over. It's so very, very over. And then you'll have this stuff come down here. Spoiler, the whole world isn't the United States. I mean, sure, but that's what he's just saying from the United States perspective. That's where the biggest rage was coming from. Japan was not raging. This guy says nobody believes that. But the problem with this is that you're doing a report in 2023. In 2026, the digital has grown significantly. And I've seen this before. He's like, your lies are bought and paid for. Like, they keep on posting this as if like this is the whole video game industry. Do you know how many more games have released since over time to 2026? And I have no problem with this chart. I'm just saying that it doesn't really matter, bro. This ingenious demoralization slap that doesn't take into account the fact that only one retail disc game on PS5 this year so far is an exclusive, and the rest are available on multiple platforms. Yeah, but I'm trying to ask you a question. Who supports physical mediums? It's not in the Xbox world. Nobody buys games on Xbox. That's why he went to PlayStation. And Nintendo libraries, it just depends on what third-party game you're talking about. It may not be on there. So you give the PlayStation results in the US, right? The thing here is I'm not trying to beat you guys' boycott down if you want to go. I'm just saying that it's obvious that it failed and that Black Ops did more damage than you did. And that's a shame. And it's an old port. And who did it? Microsoft with Activision and PlayStation. And any type of plus subs that you think got reduced literally doubled or tripled during that window. With Modern Warfare 3 being on PlayStation Plus. They put 3 Call of Duties in the span of like a week. Or a week and a half. It was like, damn. Right in front of your face. That's all it takes. Like, they're going to do that. And then Rockstar, what you think's going to happen with GTA 6 pre-orders? With no disc being there. Watch how many people go and get that. Hey, I'm just saying, it's time to face the music. Does that mean you should stop posting your boycott rage at Sony? I'm not telling you to do that. Go ahead and make your own choice. But basically what I'm saying is that look at the science, look at the stats. It's pretty obvious that it's not working. So become a member, leave a tip down below. Let me know what you guys think. I'm sorry, guys. I tried to help you. Everybody tried. Now, this doesn't affect me because I've been digital. But like I said, you know, and watch my videos, I fought for certain reasons. But what I can say outside of that, though, is that there was a lot of PC fanboys and Xbox fanboys that really wanted Sony to be in a certain position that actually doesn't benefit gaming at all. And not only does it not benefit gaming, but it just exposes their mentality, and it lets you know that we're mad we don't have PlayStation games anymore, and Xbox fanboys are mad because they never got PlayStation games directly on Xbox, and that Xbox is not successful like PlayStation, and they wish it could be. Just watch the way that they project. It's everything that Sony is successful at that they don't have. That's all I'm saying. Later, y'all. Keep on gaming, no matter what platform you're on. And remember, Microsoft destroyed Xbox. And if PlayStation was going to get destroyed, it would be Sony doing it. But look at everything that happened. Live service, everything. PlayStation is such a strong brand and format. Nintendo is the strongest, obviously, but PlayStation is pretty damn strong, too. It's kind of hard to destroy those platforms. They did such a good job building a loyal base and so much partnerships. There's nothing you can do about that. Later.